Hey everyone, so this is a little scores update of some games from today that have happened in the world of NCAA softball. I did a part earlier today, and this is from some games I didn't mention. So we have some 31 conference championships. There's 31 tournament conferences in Division 1. 30 of them have conference championships. The West Coast Conference is not for every sport. Well, usually, for basketball, for men's women's basketball, they do. For some of them, they do, but not all conference championships do they have. And even for the popular sports, like every conference affiliates, has. Every conference has. Even if it's only like certain members of the school, because you need at least 8 members in a particular sport to make it a D1 conference for that sport. So that they have that sport at school. So we have Siena 1-0 over Ryder in the Metrolink Athletic Conference Softball Championships, or they say tournament, but it's just Softball Championships. The elimination semifinal, Siena wins 1-0 over Ryder. Long Island 8-6 over Central Connecticut. They eliminate Central Connecticut. Long Island does. Santa Barbara 8-2 over CSU North California State University Northridge. So Santa Barbara versus the If Necessary Game 2. Mercer wins Game 1 and Game 2. They won Game 1 5-2, and they won If Necessary Game 2 5-2. Then Weber State lost the the first game. Then they forced If Necessary Game. Weber State wins at 10-4. So taking championship number 20. And then Omaha wins South Dakota 4-2. Army beats Bucknell 6-1 to eliminate Bucknell from the Patriot League Softball Championships and go to the Patriot League Softball Championships championship game tomorrow. They have to win both in order to move on. Bryant beats UMBC 2-1. Bryant eliminates UMBC from the American East Softball Championships. And then tournament. And then that's championship number 21. And also, the SEC did not play today. They canceled theirs due to weather. They could have played maybe yet tomorrow. They moved it up to like 1 Eastern on the SC network. And they were going to have it instead of being on ESPN. They were going to have it on ESPN. But they moved the ESPN game up to ESPN 2. And then the ESPN 2. And then, they had that time, which is NCAA baseball. They moved it to ESPN. And they moved the NCAA men's lacrosse game to ESPN 2. Which I'm assuming, which obviously they would. They have it on either. They'd have the stuff on ABC first if there's nothing on. During the week, there's nothing on, they want to show. But they had basketball and NBA and then ESPN would have stuff that's ESPN 2. They would just, fill out. Which I'm surprised they didn't put something. I mean, they had it planned out for that. It's kind of like last minute, so. They could have still had, something in its place, like a softball conference championship or something. You could have found something to put in its place, so. Even. But, they did some filming, but, I get when it's kind of last minute on the end, and, it's hard to kind of find something right then and there, slide in, it's perfect, it's perfect, but you could have, they had a conference championships. If they didn't really have one starting at 5 p.m. Eastern, did they? I don't believe they did, though, so. When exactly starting then? Then number 21. UConn defeats Crane 18-4-5. So the Big East goes to the Softball Championships, goes to UConn. San Diego State had to win 2 games to win. And they win each game 3-1 over Fresno State. So that's in the Mountain West Softball Championships. The championship game that we won in Game 2, if necessary. They won both 3-1 as the home team. So, number 22 tournament, or Softball championship number conference softball championship number 22 is the Mount West. It goes to San Diego State. And we have 3 more going on right now. We have actually 28 to 29 do the traditional format, 20 and then 29 do the traditional format, like where it's either single elimination or double elimination. One amount Southland does it like the NCAA tournament style, which is more traditional the NCAA tournament style. But the conference tournaments for their conferences they usually use single elimination. They use some form of like double elimination, like 6 teams. Do like a 6-team double. A lot of conferences do like a little bit bigger version, like a 6-team double elimination tournament at one site. A lot of them do, and a lot of the conferences that bring more teams than 6, they start out as like single elimination. Then once they get to 6, they bring in the double elimination from it. Like if there's 8 teams at some conferences tournaments, they eliminate them. They do 5 through 8 is like a play-in. 5 plays 8, 6 plays 7 at play-in essentially. So then we have North Florida and Eastern Kentucky in the Eastern Championship. North Florida we need to lose twice to Eastern Kentucky for them to lose the championship. So far they're up 3-2, and North Florida would clinch it with a win. Ignis up 2-0 over Southeastern Louisiana in the top of the 5th in that one. In the Southland title. Southland Championship, the final game. In the Big West, if necessary. The Big West tournament went to if necessary. Like I said, Santa Barbara won the if necessary on the first game 8-2. Now they're down in the if necessary game because University of Northridge was up in the elimination game 4-3. That's the if necessary element. That's the if necessary game. And then we'll be down to 20. We'll be at 25. Or 24. Yep, so we'll be at 24 completed after today, 25 total, because the SEC, they determined that Oklahoma and Texas A&M will be co-champions. It doesn't matter, because Texas A&M will be the 1 seed. Anyways, no more overall team, because they have a stronger, higher, more run rule, better RPI, more run rules, more like little deciding things over, more run rules over the top teams than Oklahoma does. So Oklahoma still has top wins. You're not like run rules are more dominant wins. So especially so. We'll have 24 completed conference championships after today. That finished, or technically played their championship game. The SEC. And I'm not counting the SEC, so they did technically finish because they could play tomorrow. They could have played tomorrow, maybe, even if they had their game on the SC network. That happened on the SC network. But then we have St. Francis, PA, and Long Island University. That is at 8 a.m. Eastern. Pretty early start time for the NEC championship. Or the NEC, and then the if necessary will be at 10:30 Eastern. 8 and 10:30 Eastern will be the games. Binghamton and Bryant, or Bryant and Binghamton. Bryant is the team that had to play, and then. So Binghamton made it to the win one. So St. Francis P made it to the championship on their own. And then Long Island is a team that needs to win 2. Bryant needs to win 2 over Binghamton. Siena needs to win 2 over Marist, win at 9 Eastern. And then if necessary, tentatively at 10 Eastern. Boston U. They lost. Or beat Army after beating Lehigh. And then Army had to play an elimination game later in the day. So yeah, so Army would need to lose twice to Boston University. They won the suspended game, and then the game right after that. So to Army, so Army would need to beat Boston University twice at 10 and 12:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and then Jackson State in the SWAC lost game 1 to Florida A&M 4-0. Florida A&M has been on a tear of elimination games. Florida A&M has played tons of elimination games. I want to say they played like 5 elimination games, I want to say. I know they played 1 today. 2 today, actually. They had to win this one. Win the last one. Win the championship game 1. Forced if necessary, win the elimination game against that. They won a bunch. They had beat Bethune. They beat Bethune-Cookman.